Hello, everyone. Welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly here. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started shortly. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started shortly. Hello, everyone. Welcome, guys. Welcome. All right. This is our beginners class. All right. Our beginners class. So, hey, Solomon, how are you?
I'm doing fine, sir. How you doing?
Good. Hey, as a new trader, is there anything in particular you want to learn about as a new trader?
Some of the basic concepts to just get started.
Okay, some of the basic concepts.
Yeah, to get started. So like if I was to trade tomorrow, to look into trading tomorrow, so they're all baby steps to get into trades.
Have you traded before? Have you taken a trade at all?
Just a paper trading.
Paper trading? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Have you heard I know you started doing the one-on-one coaching with me, right?
Yes, sir.
And we've just started we haven't gone through support and resistance yet, have we?
No, but you talked about it yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we talk about it quite a bit. All right.
Yeah.
About it quite a bit. Do you have this chart right here?
I have the screenshot.
You have the screenshot?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. hold on. How about this one? Do you have this one here, the 4 market phases?
One my good. Yes, this is the particular one I have. Yes.
You do have this one? Okay.
Yes, the mark up and the mark down.
Okay, good, good. Hey, Kawisi, welcome. All right. So what I want to do this evening is we did some of this last week, and I think I want to spend some time again on this. All right. I find that a lot of traders are still confused as to support and resistance, right? Finding support and resistance, all right, and then the 4 market phases within support and resistance. All right. So what I want to do is I want to go through, and we did this last week, so I want to spend some time on it this week, just trying to find support and resistance. All right, and then find the trend lines, right? We're gonna do some trend lines, some channel work, right? Some channel, draw channels, trend lines, channels, support and resistance, and within that, the 4 market phases. What do you guys know about trend lines? You guys know anything about trend lines? How to draw a trend line?
Not at all.
Okay. How about you, Kawisi? You know how to draw a trend line? Okay. So when we draw a trend line, we always want to start, we find a point, the lowest point. All right. So we want to find the lowest point. All right. We want to find where the price touches. Hey, Jennifer, welcome. All right. So this is an upward trend line here. An upward trend line right here. All right. So it's an upward trend line. Find your lowest point. All right. Like right here. All right. Right here, touched here, touched here. Okay, so that's your upward trend line. And then if we want to draw a channel, we can do that also. And I'll go through why this is important. All right. And you guys will see me do this. I'll do this a lot. All right. Bring it up here, right here. So this is our channel here. And what you guys will notice is that we've got, all right, so here is the top of your channel here. All right, here is the top of your channel. Hold on, hold on. All right, top of your channel here. All right, here, all through here, the top of your channel here, and then the bottom of your channel here. Bottom of your channel here. And then this is where the price broke the channel right here. All right. And why do you guys think this is important to identify channels? Why do you guys think this is important to identify channels? Yeah, no wrong answers. Just take a guess.
Probably to understand the flow of markets.
Understand the flow of the market, absolutely. Right? And also to find entry points, right? So if we wanted to buy, right, we could wait for the price, right, to enter here. We could enter here. We could have entered here, all right, and we could have exit here. So we could have gotten out here, let's say gotten out here, gotten out here, and gotten out here. All right, and then gotten out here. And some traders will actually look to go short. All right, so they'll take it long here, short here. Now we don't do that, but I just want to show you guys, you know, how these channels work, and so how these trend lines work. Okay, so if you can see here, it's going back and forth, right? Back and forth within that channel. Okay, and then we've got another channel here. We've got another channel here. Here, right about here. All right, we have another channel here. Hey, Collis, welcome. Welcome, Collis. All right, here's another channel. And I just want you guys to start looking for these patterns here. So as new traders, we want to start finding these patterns here. Here's a low right here of the channel. There's a high. All right, and then there's a high right here. All right. So finding these channels are powerful, but these trend lines are even more powerful. All right, identifying these trend lines. All right, let's find another one here. All right, here's a good trend line here. And guys, if you have any questions, this is our beginners class. So this is your class. So we don't have any of our experienced traders in here. Collis I think is the most experienced right now. Collis, you've been with us, what, 4 months now? 3 or 4 months now, Collis?
What is it? Maybe 6. I started in April.
Oh, okay, 6 months now, boy. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does.
All right, so this is a really good trend line here. All right, there's a good trend line here. All right. And what do you guys notice? Anything you notice with this trend line? Hold on, let me move this. Do you guys notice anything with this trend line right here, this upward trend line? What do you guys notice with this upward trend line right here? It's something we do all the time. We talk about all the time.
Markup.
Markup, very good. Very, very, very good. It's the markup phase, right? Right, that's the markup phase. All right, so we can if you guys, we had a discussion last night with Mary, and she had a concern with one of her trades staying in. And if you guys, even when the price gets close in that markup phase, where early, let's say early in that markup phase, you can bring in a trend line to help you, okay, stay in the trade. So Collis, this might help you too, right? When you guys are concerned about the trade, you get nervous, just draw a trend line, right? So as an example, let's say here is your consolidation or accumulation, price breaks out right? We get a buy signal here. On the break of resistance here, you can draw a trend line, kind of like here. All right, this is a good tip here. All right, and as long as the price, you guys will notice that the price action will respect the trend line, and it will stay within that trend line. It's a good visual, really good visual to help stay with the trade. All right, so if you look here, right, and we use the moving average. The moving average will help, right? The moving average will help, but these trend lines will work really well too. All right, notice here, right? It's holding that trend line, right? Holding that trend line, not breaking, right? Holding that trend line here. It broke here, right? Gap down, but look, it came right back up and held the trend line all the way up. So this is a really good visual, right? So this is the markup phase, okay? It didn't break the trend line convincingly until right here, and now the trade is over, okay? So you guys can do that, right? Once you get into the trade, you get your buy signals, and we'll take a look at some examples with the system, right? Your buy signal, go ahead and put in a trend line, and that just helps you stay in the trade. All right, it's a good visual to help us stay in the trade. All right, especially if you catch a long trend, if you're in that trade for a while, right, on a longer time frame, like we're doing here on a daily time frame, that certainly helps. All right, let's find another one here. If you want more confirmation, then you bring in your triangle. All right. So we'll go back here. So practice with these, practice doing this. All right. All right. If you want more confirmation, right, you can do this. All right. And we can see here where it's staying within that channel, staying within that channel. Even here, right, came back within that channel. All right. Any questions on this? Any questions on this? It's not a trigger. It's not a trigger, right, to enter the trade. It's just a way to manage the trade, but manage yourself, manage your emotions, right, within the trade. All right. Same thing here, right? Same thing here, right? Bring in some trend lines. All right. Same thing here, right? So if we brought in a trend line, we have two areas. And then right here. And you guys notice, you see how it's holding that trend line, much like a moving average, right? And then same thing here. Even on the downside, right? Even on the downside. A lot of traders will build a trading plan around trend lines. All right, they will build a trading plan around a trend line. And when the price breaks the trend line, they will go long. All right, when the price breaks the trend line, right, they will go short. Very basic, very, very basic. All right. All right, we'll do one more. One more here. Do you guys see any trend lines in here? Are there trend lines in here in this price action here? You guys see any trend lines that can be drawn here? If so, tell me here, look at the dollar amounts here. So 24, 22, 20, 32. So give me a starting point of where I can start to find a trend line. Anyone? What dollar amount? So which point? Here, 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 here. Anyone? I'm gonna call on you guys. Give me a point of reference to start. What price amount? What dollar amount? Callers, go ahead. Give it a guess.
I knew you was gonna call on me. I'm looking at this on my phone. I was trying to figure it out.
Okay.
So
Just
what
take
is that? 20?
20 is
The
down
price
here.
action?
22.
That's really low. So 20,
20. Okay,
maybe
you're gonna go with 20.
maybe 2022. Up to
2022. So right here.
so it went, yeah, so all the way down up to what is that? 30-ish to 20,
Okay, so
22 up
caller
to
says
30-ish.
20 to 30, 30 right here or right here? Here or right here?
I was thinking there because it kind of came down some.
Okay, good job. Good job. Yeah, that's perfect. See, you got it. Even on your phone. See, you got it. Even on your phone. And then let's see who else? Solomon. All right. If we're going to draw, hey Ranjit, welcome. If we're going to draw a channel, where would we start? Which point? Which data point using the numbers down here? The numbers down here. We're going to draw a channel now. So Carlos did a great job, right? We draw our trend line. This is our trend line right here. If I wanted to draw a channel, where would we start?
So so I think from 22, no, 20.
20. Okay, so
Yeah.
down in here,
Yeah, at the upper green area.
upper break
Yeah.
here,
Nah.
here. This is 20
Yes.
here, would be 20, about 23 here.
All right. Yeah, 23.
23 here. Okay. To where?
Then go up to about 35.
35, all the way up here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see if we have something. Now, the channel has to be the same distance, okay? It doesn't have to be
Okay.
perfect, but it has to be around the same distance.
So let me get the down channel first. So that will be let me look at it again.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's see here.
So 22 rather.
22. Okay, so 22 would be down here. So about here.
No, the other one, the lower green one.
The lower one. Okay. Hold on, let me. I know this looks tedious, but you know, after a while, it's easy. After a while, it's. So we want to bring it. You want to do it here, or you want to bring it down lower?
A little bit upper.
A little
So
bit.
keep it straight.
Okay, upper here, like here.
Oh, actually, this is very confusing for me.
You like this here? Yeah, very good, very good, very good. You know, we could move this a bit, right? We just want, just like when we draw in support and resistance, right? We want a minimum of perhaps 2 touches or so. The more touches, the more support we have, right? The more resistance we have. Same thing here, all right? Same thing here. So we know we've got, let's see here. We know we've got, look at this, a lot of touch here. So we know that this is a solid, it's solid here, it's solid here. Okay, it fades in here a bit, but this is solid. All right, this is solid here. All right, they're holding the price here. They're holding the price here. And then they're holding the price here. Okay, so you know this is a solid right channel right here. Okay, and the reason for doing this, again, this is not a trigger, right? This is not a trigger to enter or exit the trade. It's just a way of managing, right? Taking your price, right? Taking your price and giving it some structure. All right, giving it some structure. All right, just like we would do here, support and resistance. So we know this is resistance here, this is support here, this is your consolidation here. All right, this is your markup phase. Okay, so all we're doing here is just adding more, like I said, structure, framing the price. Okay, framing the price. Okay. All right. Any questions on this? Any questions on this? Okay. Any questions on anything at all? As new traders, right? You guys should have questions for me to help you, right? So, is there any specific, now when I do the one-on-one coaching, right? When we do the one-on-one coaching with me, we get into a lot of mindset stuff, right? Trading, how trading works, right? How it really works, right? A lot of times, you know, we have to change things, perceptions that traders have, that new traders have about trading, right? Is there something that you guys, is there a way, what's your perception, like new folks, right? You guys are new to this. What is your perception about trading? When you guys hear of someone is a trader, or when you hear someone trades, what's your perception about that? What comes to mind? What comes to mind? What comes to mind? Take a guess, anyone. What comes to mind?
So for me, I would think that I would the first thing that comes to my mind is they make a lot of money and they understand how the market works.
Okay.
And I could never be one of those people.
That you couldn't be one of those people?
I could never be one of those people because I don't understand how the market works. No, I was never into anything like that, and I never knew anyone who was into it, and that was for other people, not for me.
Okay. And how do you feel about trading now? Do you feel the same way? Know that you've done it for about 6 months now?
Oh no. I feel like I know less than what they do.
You feel like you know
But
less?
yeah, I feel like I know less.
You know
But
less than
definitely
before?
doable.
Okay.
Yeah, the less than before.
You know less
Because what
now than you did 6 months ago?
I would say so. And the reason why I say that is because what I have learned, I'm curious if other people, if people who are experienced had learned the same thing in the same ways,
Mm-hmm.
especially since things have changed, over the centuries and over the decades and things like that. So although I've learned a lot, there's still so much to learn, and so many things to realize, and stuff like that. Just like trend lines and looking at this chart, what does this chart telling you? What does this chart mean? What do I do with this chart? Things like that. I could tell you more now than I could 6 months ago, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely a learning curve. Definitely a learning curve.
Does anyone agree? Is that the same experience for anyone else? Do you guys agree with that or disagree? Well, I'll tell you, jump in anytime. But you're absolutely right, Carlos. Right, you're absolutely right. Right, the more we learn about trading, the more we realize how much we do not know. Right, about trading. It's vast. Right, it's it's a rabbit hole, right? We can keep going deep. If we look here, and I'll show you guys here, right? We use the TradeStation platform to build systems and everything we use as tools. But if you guys look here, right? If you guys look here, can you see you guys can see the box right here? You see the box? The little box here I'm going through. You guys see that?
Yeah.
These are all these right here. All these are called indicators. And we can add each one here, each indicator here represents, right, a different tool that we can add to our charts here. And look at this. I'm just going to go through this and look here. Each of these here, look at this. Different things we can add to our chart. Ranjit mentioned RSI last night, right? There's ADX here. And this here, we can add all of these. So you're right. The more we get into this, look at all of this, right? The more we get into this, the more we realize how much, right, we don't know, right? And, I've been around traders and even with the systems that we provide, when I do support, I'll see traders bring in some of this stuff into their charts, right? So there's a lot of information. Look at it. It just keeps going and going and going. It just keeps going and going and going, right? And my point is this, right? There is a lot of information out there, but we still need to keep it simple, right? Right. Look at it. Oh, it just keeps going on. And these are just indicators, right? Just indicators. right? And then we have show me, right? We have show me. Look at this. Show me. These are all additional tools, right? That we can add. So you'll never get to the point where you know everything about trading. That's not the goal. Look at that, right? That's not the goal. It's not to know everything. The goal is to know just enough, right? Look at this. Look at this. All of this. These are all tools you can add to your chart, right? All tools you can add to your chart. All right. So the goal is we want to keep it simple. And how do we keep it simple? What can we use to keep it simple? What tools can we use? What simple tools can we use, right, to keep it simple so that we're not 6 months in and we feel like we need more information? All right. What can we use to keep it simple?
The horizontal lines, right, to show the trends.
Yeah, we looked at that this evening, but what else? What do we use on a regular basis, right, to keep it simple? You guys should know this.
Oh, oh goodness, what do you call it? The four phases.
Yeah, yeah. Right? The 4 market phases. Right? That's all we need. Right? The 4 market phases, support and resistance, is all we need. All right? All we need to know is the direction, right? The direction. Anticipate the direction of price, right? We talked about that last night, accumulation phase, right? Where the hedge funds, institutions start building, right? Building shares, right? Where the buyers are starting coming in to buy, that's the markup phase, right? Accumulation 1, all right? Accumulation phase 1, markup, right? Solomon, you mentioned markup phase when we drew the trend line, right? Markup, right? Reaccumulation, distribution, markdown, okay? Redistribution. That's it. Support and resistance, markup, distribution, markdown, right? These four phases is in every chart. All right. So we talked about Mary last night, right? We talked about Mary. We sent out a video on Mary. Mary has been trading a little over a month. And within a month or so, right, she's starting to get this because she's following the 4 market phases. All right. We want to take a simple chart like this, and then rather than bringing in all these indicators, right? So I'll see traders bring in this. They'll bring in a MACD. Where's a MACD? Hold on. Where's a MACD? They'll bring in a MACD here. They'll bring in a MACD. They'll bring in stochastics, right? Let's see here. They won't follow the 4 market phases. They won't follow support and resist. And I did it too when I first started, right? Stochastics. Here is stochastics right here. Most new traders, this is what they do, right? They'll bring in Ranjit. We talked about an RSI last night, so they'll bring in an RSI. Right? Overbought, oversold. All right. And this is what most traders will use because that's what's popular out there, right? And they'll have a chart like this. They might bring in a simple moving average.
David, are you supposed to be sharing your screen?
Yes, I am. You guys don't see it?
We see you.
Oh,
well, at least I do.
Oh, thanks for letting me know. All right. Okay. How about now?
Okay.
Okay. So your RSI, stochastics, MACD. All right. And I'm going to bring in a simple moving average. Moving average. And let's make this simple moving average. Let's make this 21. All right. So here, 90, I would say a high, 95, 98% of new traders, once they realize, right? Once you realize, okay, you need tools, right? You need tools. You don't need a basic chart. You need tools on your chart, right? These are the tools that they bring in. All right, so they'll bring in RSI, stochastics, MACD, and the simple moving average. How is this different from what we use? You guys have been here, right? How is this different from the tools that we use? Is there a difference? Is this different? Is this different? Is this different from, let's do this. Forget about, I'm going to remove the buy and sell signals, okay? Okay, so no buy and sell signals. How is this different? Look here, look here, look here. Different from this. This is what most traders use. This is what we use. So new trader coming in, new trader, you guys come in, you start working with us, you're gonna learn this. You learn to do it out there, you're going to learn to do it this way, which is how most traders learn how to do it. What's the difference? What's the difference? Help me out, guys. What's the difference? Anyone? Or is there a difference?
So it's really, really busy. Got a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Very good. Very good.
A lot more tools you have to learn.
What's that, Jennifer?
A lot more tools that you have to learn, indicators.
A lot more indicators. Very good, that you have to learn. All right. Anyone else or anything else? These are lagging indicators. They are lagging indicators. All right. Usually by the time we get a buy signal, right, it's too late. All right. It's either too fast or it's too late. Now we have 3 different indicators here. But when do we buy? And I tell you guys, this is what we see. Right? This is the norm right here. These are the most popular, right? And there's more Bollinger Bands and all of that. There's a lot more, but these are the most popular. Where's our trigger to buy? And when is our trigger to sell? If I'm using all 3 here, right? Where do we enter and where do we exit? Right? We should have only one trigger. Only one trigger to buy and one trigger to sell. All right. So we want to keep it simple, right? We want to keep it very, very simple. All right. Now, you guys are fortunate that you're learning support and resistance, and you're learning the 4 market phases. Right. All right. Those of you who have the system, you even have even more of an advantage. Right? Corliss, Ranjit, you guys have even more of an advantage. All right. Most traders that start out here, right? If they've spent 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years doing this, right? It's really hard. It's really hard for them to move from here to this. Once you get here, right, what you start doing as traders, and I know you guys are not going to do it, but you need to know the other side, right? And Carlos, you mentioned that, you know, there's more and more. My point is this, right? It needs to be less and less. Okay, it needs to be less and less. The search should be over, right? Most traders that start here, right, rather than removing indicators, they keep looking and they keep adding for more and more and more and more, to the point where you can't even see the price anymore. It's all filled with, right, all these indicators, and there are tons of indicators. The goal is, and I had to do it, right? I had to, and it was difficult to remove my favorite indicators, my RSI, my MACD, right? You know, after a while, you rely on these indicators, right? You rely on these indicators. So you guys are fortunate that you're not having to, right, change those habits and remove indicators. So Corliss, believe it or not, right, you had a major advantage because you never started with this. All right. Ranjit, you mentioned RSI last night. Had you used RSI before in the past?
Yeah, I have used RSI before, so just seeing the overbought and oversold.
Yeah.
Just to get some guidance there.
Get some guidance, yeah. So we'll learn at some point we don't need it, right? We don't need the RSI. We don't need stochastics. We don't need the MACD. All right. We don't even need the moving average. It's nice, but we don't even need it. We can actually trade with the raw price. All right. There's only 2 things we need. Actually, one. And what is that? What is the one thing that we need?
Patience.
We have our price. What's that? What's that, Collis?
Patience.
Patience, yeah, patience. Yeah, but what's the one thing that we need? What's the one tool that we need?
The 4 market phases.
The 4 market.
The trend line or horizontal line.
Trend line.
The support and resistance.
Very good. Support and resistance. Very good. It's the only thing we need. Our support and resistance lines here. We really don't need the moving averages. The moving average is just to help. The color coded right candles is to help us know that buyers are, buyers are in. Red candles, right? We need that to it's just for you guys, right? To help you guys identify the sellers, buyers, right? The green moving average is it separate the buyers, lets us know, okay, markup phase, green candles, red candles, red moving average, markdown phase, sellers are in control. It's just to help you guys, right, identify the phases, but the support and resistance, that's the key, right? That's the key. We could take here, we could go here, and we can draw in our support and resistance lines, right? Now it helps, right? But like, to have, make it, but we can still do it like that. It's a bit harder, but all we need is the price, right? And our support and resistance lines, okay? And perhaps a trend line, and then we could trade, okay? And as new traders, you need to know that it is this simple, right? It is this simple, that all you need is, and Collis mentioned it, right? Patience. So you need yourself, right? You need to control your emotions, and you just trade the price. But we do need support and resistance. We just need to know the phase. Markup, right? We just need to know the phase. Okay? And this is it. So Collis, there is no, if we get deep into this, that's when we get into trouble, right? We keep looking and looking and looking and looking and looking for something that's going to make a difference in our trading, and it's just us, right? Once we really understand supply and demand, which we'll know by support and resistance. We understand the phases, right? The phases, how the phases work, that it doesn't go up in a straight line, right? It's gonna go through a phase, right? Come down to, and do that, then that's all we need, right? And that will give us the confidence we need, right? But if we don't believe in this process, right? If we don't really understand support and resistance, right? Really understand the 4 market phases, and we did a good job on that last night, looking at heat seeker and saw the supply come in, right, in those stocks. Then we'll always keep looking, okay?
So David, so the main question is that if you don't look anything, just the support and resistance, so just the entry point is when it breaks the resistance, and when it breaks the support is the exit point. That's
Yes.
how we determine.
That's it.
So over here on this chart, can you just walk us a little bit through like what is going on right now, and when we should be exiting or entering or waiting, or what we need to do?
Okay, perfect. Okay. Now keep in mind, Ranjit, that concept, that right there is all we need. Okay? All we need. We need a trigger, right? When do we buy and when do we sell? We buy on a break of resistance because the buyers are buying. We sell on a break of support because the sellers are coming in. Okay? And we have to sell. All right, so that's it. That right there we need to get. The second thing we need to get is the 4 market phases, and that's important. It's just like your map, right? If you're driving, right? We don't have the old maps anymore. We have to pull out. We have Google Maps, so it's the same thing, right? We need to know, we need to know where we are, right? And that's what the 4 market phases will do. So we're going to take
and I have also heard you like looking up a daily and weekly chart. So if you can explain that one as well, like how you use which daily or weekly or monthly, which one to use and when to use, you know.
Okay. All right. So we'll start with the daily here. Just make a note here so I don't forget. Okay. So if we look here, we're going to start with this data point here. Okay. So when we start looking at, and this is good practice. Okay. Never stop doing this. If you guys notice, I am constantly drawing. All right. So even if you guys have the systems, right, continue to just draw in your lines. It's good practice. It's good. It's a good visual. All right. And it kind of helps you to go with the flow of price. We want to get to the point where the price is just an extension of us. All right. So that we're constantly in the flow, right? Trading in the zone. So here is support. Here is resistance right here. All right. And we know how to draw support and resistance, right? We need to visually see. This is the markdown phase. Markdown phase, right? Accumulation. Okay. Markup, we would have bought here. All right. You guys see that? I know it's green. All right. So we would have bought here. All right. Markup phase, markup phase, markup phase. All right. Here is resistance. Here is support. All right. Consolidation, accumulation, the price broke resistance, support right here, broke support. All right. Markdown, small markdown phase. Okay. Resistance, support, not perfect. Okay. Broke resistance. We could have bought here again. That's the markup phase. Okay. Here is it held support. That's reaccumulation. So accumulation, markup right here. Distribution right here. Markdown. Okay, markup. And this is good practice, right? Reaccumulation, held. Resistance becomes support. It held right here, right? Never give a sell signal. All right. Our first trade was here. So here is our first trade. We bought here, sold here. All right. Gotten out here. Accumulation, we would have bought here, held it here, right? Accumulation, we could have added here, right? Made a top. Right, resistance, support is right here, right? Never broke resistance, broke support. We would have gotten out here. All right, so we would have bought here, perhaps added here, and then exited here. Make sense so far, Ranger? Perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, markdown phase. Markdown phase right here, we would have been out, waited, right? Support. You see how we can take a raw, you see how we can take just a regular chart. Just a regular chart. And we're going through it. Now I know this is past, this is history, but we can do this to anticipate the next trade. And this is good practice. So when I do coaching, and I had one trader, what's her name? Maria. She did a really good job on this. Okay, really good job on this that we shared with everyone. All right, so accumulation, price broke resistance right here. We would have bought here. Okay, made a move over here, resistance, right? Support, broke support. We would have gotten out here. All right, markdown phase, we would have been out. All right, we've been out, right? Waited. We have no support and resistance here. No support and resistance here. Wasn't until here we got new support and resistance here. Okay, we would have bought here, right? Price broke resistance, we would have bought here. We have new support and resistance right here. All right. Price broke support right here, we would have gotten out here. Now, it might not be as smooth as this, right? Perhaps we might not have caught this move here in time and gotten out here instead of here, but you guys get the idea. All right, markdown phase, we would have been out. Okay, accumulation right down here. We have support down here, resistance right here. We might want to bring this down a little bit, right? And guess what? We would have bought here, and now we're holding, staying in the trade right here. And this would be our trend line or moving average. All right. So now we're in this trade here. We would hold it, and we can anticipate at some point price will stop, consolidate, right? If it breaks support, right? If it breaks support, guess what? We will close it. If it doesn't break support, all right, continues higher break resistance, we can add, all right, or just continue to hold our initial position from here. We're not using RSI, we're not using stochastics, we're not using MACD, all right? We're not even using moving averages. We're just using pure price.
So David, so this is like the daily chart. So we just have to do in daily chart, that's it, like, or we have to see weekly or anything like that? Well, and this is what we have to do day, whatever, like whenever it breaks the support, we have to come out and we just have to see the daily one. Yes. And we have to always buy low and sell high. So that's the only strategy we're going to use it, right?
Yes. Now, yes. So now, with, you have the different systems, right? So each system is a bit different. All right. So with stocks, we use the daily time frame. Okay. So with stock boss, we use the daily time frame. With Monster Scalper, we use the 240 and the 60. But the way, let's talk about the daily, the weekly, and the 2-4 and the monthly. Okay. So like last night, we gave an example of the monthly time frame. I forgot which stock we looked at. Okay. So when we look at the time frames, all right, think of the way you look at the time frames as you zooming in or you zooming out. All right. So when you zoom out, if you're trading on the daily time frame, like here, all right, on the daily time frame, we could zoom in to get a closer reference of the price. So we could do that on a 240. All right, or even on the 60-minute time frame, that's zooming in, all right, to get a closer view of what the price is doing. We always need to have a set trading window. Okay, so for example, the daily time frame here would be our set trading window. So if we meaning that we are going to enter and exit on that window right here. So all our buying will be done here. All our selling will be done here on this time frame. We can use the smaller time frames to zoom in to get a closer view of price action. And then we can use the longer time frames, the weekly, the monthly, to get a longer view of the price. but our entries and exit will be on that one window. Whatever window we specify, whether it's a daily, 240 or 60, that's our window. Some traders, new traders, will go from window to window to window. So they might have a 30-minute, a 60-minute, a 240, a 15-minute, and they will, wherever they decide, right, that whatever they decide, and I've done it all, on that day, whatever this window they decide to trade on, they're trading on that time frame. We don't want to do that. All right, because that's very emotional, right? You just go in with whatever is happening. So we want to have a specific trading window, right? And when we trade, we have specific windows where we're going to get in and get out on that window. But we can use the smaller time frames as a reference to gauge the price, right? The smaller time frame, which is leading into our trading window, and then a longer time frame, weekly, monthly, as a historical price reference. Okay, does that help, Ranjit?
Yep, that's good. Good.
Okay, very good. Just remember, we use the time frames to slow the price down. Okay, we use the time frames to slow the price down. Okay, so if we did a 1 minute time frame, that's going to speed up that price. All right, gonna speed it up. All right, every candle is 1 minute worth of price data. If we do a 5 minute time frame, that slows it down a bit. We go from 1 minute to 5 minutes. All right, every candle here, open to close, is 5 minutes. All right, 30 minutes. All right, slows it up even a bit. You can see, you can see in the price action. 60 minute, we'll slow it up. Once every candle is an hour worth of price data, and so forth, right? If we go to a weekly time frame, every candle is 1 week worth of data. Okay, so when we trade on the time frame, all right, a day trader who's trading intraday, they look to get in and out for that day. They might trade on a 5 minute, 15-minute time frame. All right, a swing trader, like what we do more swing trading, right? We'll trade a 60-minute and higher, right? 60 to 40, right? Daily is more of a position trade, right? Where you're gonna hold that trade for, if it catches a trend, several months, all right? Several weeks, several months. 240, about a month, if you catch a trend. 60-minute, a few days. Okay, a few days. All right. Let's see here. All right. So, but it's good to use the longer time frames as reference. All right. So if we look at the Dow here, we're at a monthly time frame. All right, so it removes a lot of noise, and we can see a clear picture of the Dow, okay, since about 2004. We can see it's in a nice uptrend, right? Last month it recaptured, right? It recaptured the moving average, green candle, and it's moving higher again, right? So if we were trading on let's say we were a day trader, all right, or even a swing trader, and we never looked at the monthly time frame, right? Then our trading is a lot narrow, right? We don't see the big picture. So we could be shorting stocks. This happens a lot, right? Where you're shorting on a 60-minute time frame or a 30-minute time frame, and you're having losses, right? You're shorting, you're looking to go short, you have, traders are not aware that the price is the market is going up, and they're trading against the overall trend, and they're wondering why they're losing money, right? Rather than going long, they're going short because they're not aware of the environment. They're not aware of the big picture. So Ranjit, yeah, it's a good idea to look at the weekly, like Gerald mentioned last night, right? Let's take David, with Mary's trade. How about taking a look at the weekly to see the potential of that trade? All right. So that helps a lot. Looking at the weekly, looking at the monthly, and even the daily will give us a clearer picture of the market. All right. Imagine the market is going up, right? The market is going up year after year after year, and traders are shorting it. They're not aware that the market is bullish, and they're shorting it, going against the market. And they wonder why, they're going against the trend, and they're shorting it. All right. So that's why we use both smaller time frames to zoom in, longer time frames to zoom out. All right. All right, guys. That's all I've got. Any other questions before I leave? Any other questions? Did this help? Was this helpful? Yes, no? Was this helpful? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Awesome. 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 All right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. We have trading in the zone mindset and trading systems tomorrow. Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Take care. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.